Did you guys see this yesterday? Department of Justice recovering 3.6 billion in Bitcoin. So about 220,000 Bitcoins by my math were hacked in 2016 from Bitfinex, a cryptocurrency exchange. And apparently the Department of Justice has not given up the search for these over these past 5 years. And yesterday, able to actually bring to justice the two people accused of stealing these Bitcoins. It's the largest financial seizure in history, they're saying.
Yeah, my Twitter feed was blowing up yesterday with videos of the lady involved and the gentleman as well. There, it was pretty funny looking at it from just at a high level, that these two folks were able to do this. But I know we're going to talk a little bit about rug pulls later, and I don't want to step on Travis's toes with that. So there's a lot of risk in the crypto world, and with Bitcoin, one of the things that's interesting about this is that when you put your keys out there, basically anyone can, especially when the FBI goes looking for your stuff, it's not as anonymous as people think it is. So that's one thing we've touched on previous shows, but this is certainly an interesting recovery, and the story behind it is fantastic. So,
Chris, can you go ahead?
No, it goes to show too that when things are on the blockchain, it may take time, but it's far easier to track money in the blockchain than it is in any other medium. So as we've seen some of these hacks happen even over the last year, I wouldn't be surprised if a few years from now we see similar arrests, as investigators figure out how to track people long term.
Yeah, very, very good point there. And Chris, I was wondering if you could just go back and circle back to something that you just said. You talked about keys. When you think about keeping your Bitcoin safe, what are the two main things that you need to have?
Well, so there are hard wallets and soft wallets, and so there's different methodologies for how people can store their crypto. Personally, I do it via Coinbase. So they're a custodian, and essentially I leave my crypto with them. And there's a saying in crypto that if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. So when you have a custodian, how those keys are stored are a little bit different. When you have your own wallet, you have a private key in addition to the public key. So the public key is your wallet address, generally speaking, and your private key is what you use to access the Bitcoin. And in this case, I think they had stored their private key on the cloud, and so It was discoverable. Otherwise, generally speaking, there are other ways that you can secure your crypto. If you're holding it in a hard wallet, there are, I know, Travis, you brought I think it was Ledger. So you can have, your crypto stored essentially on a USB stick, and there are other ways of securing it further in terms of your keys. Personally, I just own it on Coinbase. I don't have a Ledger, but I've seen them, and I'm interested in it, just to maybe I'll put some on an actual hard wallet to see how it works. But Travis, you can probably speak more to that. I know you're more the expert.
Yeah, I actually just got my Ledger last week and put some of my stuff on it over the weekend. So that is, it's also called cold storage. Hot and cold storage is another terminology. So if you have like an Ethereum, if you use MetaMask and you're using a browser, that would be your hot wallet, where you can just go and buy things fairly easily. And then cold storage is basically, this is my keys are sitting, they never actually leave the ledger, the USB drive, if you will. And so they're safe there. And you have to keep track of them. If you ever lose your ledger, you can still get your stuff. If you have your in this case, it's 24 keywords for a ledger wallet. So it's just another level of security. But again, you putting the security on yourself rather than on like a bank or an institution. I think long term, the idea of having a safe or whatever in your home with potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars of cryptocurrency is probably not where we're headed, but that's where we are right now. So we'll see. And I think you're right, Chris. You know, a really good way to do it is just have Coinbase handle that for you and have them be the custodian. But there are other options if you don't want to do that.